Hello, dear friends. In this series of 7 recordings, they will really reflect on the shenanigans in the cloister of our beloved Mrs Doyle, who's now in the Novitiate as Sister Marguerite, Bragita. And this is a follow-up to the previous series because quite a few have asked that we do another series. So here we're looking at the exploits of what is going on in the cloister with dear Mrs Doyle, now Marguerite de Bragita, who's coming to terms with her new life. And Sister Marguerite has been put in charge of the new postulants who are due to arrive any day now. And she's as excited as a spring lamb. She's gambolling through the cloisters, preparing their rooms. She's preparing a dormitory, in fact, for the new postulants. There's quite an influx because interest of the Teo community of St. Francis has spread far afield, internationally, in fact. So Sister Marguerite, she's just buzzing. She's on a real high. And she carries on with her duties, and then she has a visit from the superior, Mother Abundancia, who tells her to prepare name tags for the new novices. So Sister Marguerite asked Mother Abundancia for the names. Now brace yourself. The first of the new postulants arriving is Sister Elcianata from Yorkshire, Sister Dorina from Spain, Sister Susceptus of Florence, Sister Vomiticus Maria, Sister Germanicus of Malta. And then we've got Sister Eri Eusebius, Sister Polyarthriticus, Sister Pu Olympicata, Sister Truperticus of Sligo, Sister Damien of Toledo, and Sister De Profundus of Sicily. And Sister Marguerite gets into full throttle here and says, Mother Abundancia, Jesus, they're not names, they're ridiculous names. I know, Sister Marguerite, said Mother Abundancia, but they're being called by God. And the names, yes, they're quite unusual. I'm used to Sister Maria Goretti or Teresa or Francesco or Francis or Joseph. But I mean, I will agree with you, the names are slightly odd. Jesus, Mother, sure, they're awful names. Sure, I'm not going to be able to remember that. I mean, Sister Vomiticus Maria, I mean, what's that all about? Vomiticus, what does that mean? Ah, Jesus, Sister, I can't cope with that. And then Eri Eusebius, which saint was she? Well, I don't know, Sister Margarita. Well, what about Pu Olympicata? Sure, Jesus, I'll have to get the lives of the saints from the library and look through and see if there's such a person as this. I think they're winding you up, Mother. I don't think so, my child. You know, we don't know what their patron saints are in their country. Well, Truperticus of Sligo, sure, Jesus, I'm from that part of the world, and I've never heard of her. Well, I think that's a he, Sister Margarita. Ah, Jesus, never in a month of Sundays. Sure, that's not a name. They're winding you up, Mother. Well, I shall look into it, Sister Margarita, but I think my heart is telling me that that is their proper name. Well, what about Sister Jacinta of Limerick? There's no such feckin' saint as Sister Jacinta of Limerick. Not in a wild monk of donkeys. Well, Sister Marguerite, you just do the name tags, and we shall prepare the beds for the sisters, although they're not technically sisters until they're ordained. But it's nice to give them a little bit of sense of belonging, don't you think? Jesus, sure, I had to wait 6 months, and I was known as Mrs Doyle. But really, I'll never change that, will I, Mother? I'll always be Mrs Doyle, although I am Sister Marguerite de la Bragita, called after a famous woman in America. Sure, Jesus, she was a policewoman in New York. She was great, and she became an artiste, famous on the TV sitcom. She couldn't sing from all the tea in China, but she was great crack. The laughter was flowing from her. Sure, me and Father Ted loved her on a Sunday night. On the box, that is. Sister Margarita, we don't do the television, as you know, in the cloister, except, of course, if it's Holy Mass, or someone's been canonized in Rome. So now, come on, we've got work to do. Oh, I should have said, Sister Margarita, they're arriving in the morning. Yes, they're all getting the train from Dublin down to the Novitiate here. Yes, so I would like you to make sure that everything is spick and span. Sure, Jesus, I'll do the best I can. Sure, there's only me. I could do with another bit of pair of hands. What's her name doing? Sister Polonitis of Sorrows. What's she up to? The last I heard of it, she was lying in bed with a migraine. Do you think she could be better to give us a hand? Who was that, Sister Margarita? Sister Polonitis, yes, of Sorrows. She's such a sorrowful child. She's never in a happy mood. It must be hormonal. Sister, it can't be hormonal. She's 78. Jesus, you look at me. I'm nearly 60, and I passed mine a long time ago, but there's a lot to be said for having the operation, and them tubes blocked. Oh, Mother, you've no idea. The sweats. Oh, sure, I didn't know whether I was in the Arctic or in the whatever. But let me tell you now, Mother, we'll do our best, and we'll make sure that the sisters, or the postulants-to-be, are all welcome. But I'll tell you now, there'll be mayhem in these cloisters. As night follows day, there'll be mayhem.